Rustler Athletics is supported by Bott Monument, applying a relentless passion for excellence to honor special people in special ways. Bott Monument, part of the Wyoming community since 1875 on West Main in Riverton, and online at bottmonument.com. Proud to support Rustler Sports on 88.1.
Time for basketball on Rustler Media. Thanks to Amanda Nickoloff of New Media Classes as they are providing us with camera work. And in the studio, we'll get your crew list as this game goes on, as the Rustlers now being introduced to the home crowd here tonight, and another good crowd on hand on a Thursday. And I was kind of wondering what this crowd would be like. Central won this game 103-62 last year.
Yeah, midweek opponent. I think of weather, a lot of things factored in. I thought the crowd might not be as good as it is right now. Typically, our crowd gets bigger as the game goes on.
103-61. I correct myself, by the way. So
covered the spread.
Yeah. That's the way. That shaped up from last year. Everybody got in the game and everybody scored last year for Central.
I was curious how the redshirt rule works at junior college basketball, because if we had players who wanted a redshirt, but you wanted to give them a taste of action, if you could do that in a game, and maybe I'm getting way ahead of the game.
I asked that same question in the pregame interview with Brad Schmidt, as a matter of fact, that we just...
I was getting my ballpoint pen ready, I think.
And he talked about it, and he's like, yeah, you basically put them in, you burn them, unless they get hurt or
really,
something.
Because it's changed so dramatically in college football.
If you got a couple of games leeway, and it doesn't sound like it in the redshirt game right now. So stepping into the midcourt circle is Gardner Richmond. Gardner
is a good question, by the way, in the pregame.
6'7". He'll stand in against Gerardo Briscoe.
Two different grays out there, a light gray and a dark gray.
Official has the ball in the air. Central will win the tap. And David Simmental at the point. He is out there guarded by Jake Cochran. Right side, outside. That's Chapman Tag defending Brady Fullerton. Central working her way, kind of feeling out the man-to-man defense. Simmental down on the baseline to Marco. He's going to be fouled on the low block, and that's going to be on Chapman Tag. That'll be his team first on REXBURG United. They are coached by Todd Zollinger, his first year coaching them.
Very amiable guy to talk to before the game.
Ball knocked away on the inbound and taken away by Dan Heintz. Turnover number 1 on Central. Going the other way and taking it all the way is Jake Cochran. And it's 2-0 REXBURG out in front of Central. And Coach,
I don't believe they ever led last year.
Coach Zollinger said it. He's like, we've got a much improved team this year. He said they hope to compete with some teams and try to. Their ultimate goal is to try to bring sports back to BYU Idaho, as Briscoe with a rebound turns around and puts it in. Gerardo Briscoe, the offensive board.
Had a scrimmage with Treasure Island. He did not give me a score, but basically they played pretty well in that thing.
Treasure Valley?
Treasure Valley is it, but they're in Oregon.
How about a 3 by Gardner Richmond, and it's 5-2 out in front, REXBURG. Simmental hands it out to Fullerton, up top to Connor Nelson. Got a knee brace on that right knee as well, as he'll take it past his man, float off glass. Nobody home to rebound, and Chapman Tag is going to get the rebound.
That's sometimes the problem with our motion offense is we have so many outside players. There's really not a rebounder inside when that shot is taken.
Up top, three-pointer Tag. Nope, going to go to the baseline. Down they'll give it off to Zach Polson. Shot from 15, good by Gardner Richmond, and a quick timeout.
But they share the ball very nicely already, you can tell that.
Yeah, a real quick timeout by Coach Brad Schmidt at 18-19. It's 8-2 REXBURG. And I had mentioned in the pregame, I said, I hope I didn't jinx anything or bring the harbinger of doom to not maybe respecting REXBURG like we should.
Me asking about red shirts.
And it's 8-2 all of a sudden. Devin Rottweiler is going to check into the ball game. Marko Pavlovic comes out of the contest. Conditioning may be a factor in 40 minutes of basketball here as well. A team that practices 3 days a week. They are student athletes just like the Rustlers, going to school. Down underneath, that ball is tapped out of there, but Nelson ends up with it.
Some lazy passing early on.
Devin's going to take it down the left side. He'll let off glass and in. Devin with his first bucket of the ball game. 8-4, Rexburg out in front.
We've really enjoyed the play of Devin so far, the way he attacks the basket offensively.
Dan Heinz with it. Probably listed as the number 2 player on this team as Polson goes baseline. 3 on the way. Chapman tag, misses badly. That ball knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Gardner Richmond, and it will be Central basketball. Trey Thatcher played Division III basketball at Albright College in Pennsylvania. He's wearing number 24, has yet to get into the ball game. Simmental, left side, outside to Connor Nelson. Up top to Rottweiler. Devin with it. As Jacob Smith's going to come in next, dead ball. Brady back up top to Connor, now Simmental. David penetrates. He'll pump fake, rise for 6. Can't get it to fall, and the rebound comes to Dan Heinz. Baseline, Heinz almost throws it away as Gardner Richmond ends up with it. Ball knocked out of there, taken away by Simmental, and then taken away back in the backcourt by Rexburg. Shot clock did not reset, and instead a 3 is in by Jake Cochran. Kind of a quiet crowd here tonight as
Rexburg has done their part to make it that way.
Nice entry pass by Connor Nelson down to Devin Rottweiler, and Devin will put in his second bucket of the game.
And off the bench, he's our high scorer.
4 fresh Rustlers will check in, and for the first time is Connor Nelson with a steal. Number 8 on the season for Connor. Nice move behind the back. Dishes in the corner to Simmental. Out top to Brady for 3 on the way. That's no good. Briscoe will tap the rebound to Simmental. He'll dish it off to Connor Nelson, and the Rustlers playing some better basketball now.
Now we need to see it at the defensive end.
8-11, Rexburg out in front. We've played 4 minutes of basketball from Rustler Gym. Going to see Taylor Tidzump for the first time this season checking in next, dead ball. Richmond up top, 3-pointer to Cochran, no good. Connor Nelson, the rebound.
There is a good thing about this game, though. You're getting a better contest than you probably got last year, so that's a good thing.
Rottweiler with a putback on the missed shot by Simmental underneath. And it helps that that's the first miss by Rexburg as well. Second miss, 4 of 6 now. But then driving past Fullerton is Jake Cochran. He's got 7, the lead back to 3.
Pretty good looking player.
They would call him the best player on this team if you had to rank him, says the coach Todd Zollinger. Girarda left side to Nelson. Gets a pick, goes back the other way. Connor's going to go baseline, dish to Devin. He'll be fouled underneath, and he will go to the line. Devin Rottweiler, 6 points on the night. That is his season high, his career high for Central. He scored 32 points and had 21 rebounds for his career high back in high school in Arizona.
What was that again? How many?
32 points, 21 rebounds. I'm not sure in the same game, but
that's in the big class, by the way, in Arizona that he played in.
Free throw on the way is good, and new career high as a Rustler for Devin Rottweiler. Brady, Connor, Girarda, and Jacob coming out of the game as Taylor Tidzump into the ball game.
At some point, we'll be able to tie Devin's high school into Alice Cooper's high school in Phoenix, I'm thinking, at some point. So.
Trey Thatcher has checked into the ball game for Rexburg as well. Marco wants us to mention his name as he'll come in after this free throw.
He got it.
So Devin gets both. He's got 8 to add to that career high. So it's Pavlovich, Tidzump, Gwynn, Jake Smith still out there, and James Woods is out there on the court for Central. 13-12. Rexburg is led since the opening tap in
press being applied.
Ball game. Polson dribbles baseline, and a foul on Jacob Smith will be his first personal, first team foul. And Thatcher's going to trigger the inbound. He'll get it to Cochran. Jake penetrates. He'll push it off glass. No good, and Marco will come down with the rebound. They've missed their last 3. 2 of their last 3, I guess, out of the layup. Nice dish, but a turnover by Central, their second. Cochran's going to go the distance on Tidzump and lay it off glass and in. Cochran with 9.
He attacked on a 1-on-3.
And it paid off. 15 points for Rexburg United now. James Woods back to Jake Smith. Polson on him. Jake might have traveled instead, throws it away. Third turnover by Central. Ball poked out of there, and Jake Cochran ends back up with it. Cochran thought about busting a three, doesn't. Hands it to Heinz, back down low, Polson. He'll gun it into the corner, touched by Tidzump, gloved by Cochran. He'll spin, float, back out to Polson for three. No good. Pavlovich will knock the rebound into the hands of James Woods. James, baseline, throws it up top to Gwynn. 5 threes last time on this court for Darius Gwynn. He won't pull the trigger on either one. Instead, he'll drive, and they'll have that ball pinned to the backboard, and a foul after the play, essentially on Dan Heinz as he pinned that ball to the backboard.
The block was clean, but the body after it was the foul.
It's going to send Darius Gwynn to the free throw line. Heinz will pick up his first. That was a big-time block, though, by Dan Heinz to pin that one off the backboard. But like you said, I think you're right, got him with the body.
Yeah. I think the thinking that this is going to be a walkover has dissipated for CWC, and they still may win it handily because of depth, etc. But still, they're in a game.
Yeah, definitely so. Darius' free throw is good. Darius Gwynn, 6'5" freshman out of Portland, Oregon. His career high 17 points he scored against CSI with 5 3-pointers.
I see Desmond Miles into the game for the first time. Tyler Shippen back in as well.
Miles, a 5'10" player for the Vikings. Darius gets both. Shippen actually didn't start. Polson got the start for them, as opposed to Shippen, who I announced earlier.
I thought we had one Shippen starting and one not starting.
Yeah, and I had neither one, as there's a turnover as Pavlovich is going to pick it up on the baseline. Ball knocked away by quick hands by Rexburg. 4 turnovers on Central. Snow College is in town. I don't see them in the gym as of yet. They had a shoot around about 4 o'clock this afternoon on this gym.
We play them
Saturday.
So they're here 2 days in advance?
Yeah, they'll play Rexburg tomorrow. As that three misses, rebound by Tidzump, and he's fouled from behind by Tyler Shippen. Taylor will get his first marks as a Rustler. His rebound. 15-14, 13-10 left to play in the first half. Rexburg leading Central by 1. Simmental downloaded, Tidzump spins, nice move off glass.
Nice little lean one way, then he went the other way.
How about the crowd here that loves them some Taylor Tidzump in the crowd as he gets his first bucket as a Rustler, and Central has their first lead of the basketball game. Coming up next, men's basketball will take on Snow College Saturday at 3. Snow College will play Rexburg tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon. And then after Saturday's game, the Rustlers go on the road for 7 in a row. They'll play Williston State and then Western Nebraska again next weekend in Scotts Bluff. Men will not be home until December 8th. Women's basketball playing in a tournament tomorrow and Saturday in Price, Utah. They'll take on Utah State Eastern tomorrow. I believe that's at 5:30. They'll take on Snow College Saturday at noon. You can find links to watch the women's games on our Rustler Radio Facebook page. Women will not be home until November 29th. Back to basketball as Miles, guarded by Simmental, going to bring it across the timeline. Ball picked out of there by James Woods. Woods will go the distance. He'll be fouled from behind hard. And going to pick him up is Trey Thatcher. As
coach is wanting an intentional, I can see their viewpoint. Or flagrant, I guess, as we can hear from the crowd, Mike.
Coach Schmidt arguing for a flagrant foul. Thatcher looks like he hurt his mouth even on the play, and he was the first one to go see if James Woods was okay and get him up off the floor.
Wasn't quite as concerned as the play was going on.
Right. Woods at the line. He has not shot any free throws yet on the season until now, and his first is good. Central perfect 5 for 5 from the line here in the early going of this one, leading 17-15. 12:47 left to play first half. Second free throw by James is also good. Central as a team, 69% free throw shooting. And then REXBURG with a lazy pass will throw that away as Thatcher throws it behind Jake Cochran. Turnover number 4. We're even at 4 apiece in the turnover category.
I thought Cochran thought he had the ball flagged down, but it's still, he just never got control of it.
To jump to Woods. To jump, by the way, a Wind River product. Transferred from Wisconsin back to his hometown of Riverton.
Not the University of,
no.
However. We'll see some Badgers later this week, however.
Spin underneath, Simmental, right hand, no, but he's fouled. Gardner Richmond says, I was straight up, but his arms were straight out.
The roofing technique of volleyball.
Gardner's going to pick up his first personal. 5th team foul already. Well, 6 says the scoreboard. 6-1 fouls. I only have 5, but I could very well have missed one, as that's my MO at one point or another. Simmental will hit the first free throw. David, a very good free throw shooter. 12 of 13 he's made in the first 2 weekends. Tidzump will come out of the ball game. Taylor winning a couple of state titles at Wind River, the old alma mater.
How many titles did you win when you were there?
Just the title of class clown, I believe, and I might have even got runner-up in that.
I voted for you.
Simmental gets both, 20-15. Now, the 4 years that I was at Wind River, the Coug basketball team didn't even make state. There's a steal by Gwynn. 5th turnover on REXBURG. Gwynn down low. Simmental laid off glass and in.
If I recall, your team had like 1 or 2 good players each time, but they never had a group together.
1985 was the last team that made it, as Gwynn goes after a steal and a travel call, or over and back. Either one, take your pick.
I don't know if they'll call it travel because he didn't improve his position on his duff.
6 turnovers. Might have been a foul on Gwynn that I think we might have got away with as Central on that play. 1985 until mid-2000s, late 2000s, Cougars going back to state. Simmental, quick 3, pushes no good. Rebound almost tipped back in by Richmond. Woods ends up with it. Ball is loose, and taking it away is REXBURG.
REXBURG's been stuck at 15 points for some time now.
22-15 Central by 7. Crawford, ball knocked out of there by Pavlovich. 7 turnovers. Darius Gwynn, wraparound pass. Pavlovich can't hang on to it, and that'll be turnover number 6 on C-Dub.
That was a nice pass, giving up the layup, to make it get a better layup out of it.
Fullerton will check in for Woods. Gwynn will come out in favor of Connor Nelson, and Devin Rottweiler back in for Marco Pavlovich. 11-14 left in the first half. 22-15 Central by 5. Chapman Tag gave up his dribble just in the early part. The ball tried to go down low to Crawford, knocked out of bounds by Connor Nelson. Shot clock at 19. REXBURG in their gray uniforms, played in practice uniforms pretty much last year. They are sponsored.
Pretty good looking uniform, really.
Yeah, chiropractor local to REXBURG paying for those. Darius Gwynn almost with the steal. Give the ball to Polson. He'll attack. He'll go baseline behind the backboard. It's an air ball, and the rebound ends up in the hands of Brady Fullerton. Brady, the Riverton product, gives it back to Gwynn, and now back to Simmental. Darius zigzags, rises for 15. No good. Devin's going to float in and pick up his second rebound. To Brady for 3 is going to drop in. I didn't think that looked in from my vantage point, but it nestles into the net.
And a big guy picks up an assist.
10-point lead for Central after they got behind by 7 earlier in this ball game. Tag, left side baseline. Crawford for 3. That's an air ball, and the rebound by Rottweiler. 3 rebounds by Devin. Brady back-to-back 3s. Not going to happen. Rebound, though. Connor Nelson, turnaround 8 on the baseline. No good. Devin will pick up the offensive board.
He might have double dribbles there.
Nothing called, and then flying through the lane, and a foul will be called, and that will send Brady Fullerton to the line. That foul is going to be on Dan Heinz, his second. Team foul number 7 on REXBURG, and that'll send Brady Fullerton to the free throw line. Brady 1 for 2 on the season from the free throw stripe. He's got 3 points on the night.
Rexburg not as deep as Riverton, dressing 10 players off their roster that shows 13.
Brady can't get the free throw. Cyrus Kidd going to check in for Rexburg. Cyrus, 6'2". A lot of these kids go door to door selling for a place called Summer Sales, a pesticide company. They sell kind of door to door, kind of like I guess the Riverton Raiders used to sell sponsorships of their team to pay. And they go sell for this business.
Interesting.
Yeah, to help fund their trips as Brady gets the second. 11.
I'll tell you about the guy in Toto that died of inhaling herbicide, insecticide. Well, I should do that sometime.
Better to be the salesman, I guess, in this instance of it. Colson drives past Brady, lays it off glass and in. First bucket in a long time for Rexburg. 26-17, a 9-point advantage. Fullerton right side, Simmental. David up top to Gwynn. Darius rises for 16. Looks good, but it hits the back of the iron. And Thatcher will grab the rebound for Rexburg. Central 8 of 18 shooting, 44% in this ball game. Gardner Richmond up top to Cyrus Kidd.
And Rexburg has certainly cooled their shooting.
Yeah, back to 7 of 14 as Connor's going to get another steal. Passes it up ahead to Devin. Devin, Big Dev off glass, goes too high. Rada puts it back a couple of times and gets it to go. Gerardo Briscoe, a couple of rebounds and a putback. He's got 6. He's got 4. And it's 28-17 Rustlers. Jake Smith, Tidsump, Woods. Gwynn going to check in on this as a foul's going to be whistled on Central. And we'll see who it is on. It is going to be on David Simmental, the freshman. Will pick up his first. He is junior, David Simmental Jr., but he is a freshman. Nelson, Simmental, Fullerton, and Rada Briscoe will check out.
Simmental's dad in the crowd last week. Do not see him tonight, but
inbound passes comes all the way from Pueblo, Colorado. Colson partially rejected by Tidsump. Ball is loose. Taken away by Darius Gwynn. Lob underneath Woods. He's in the trees. He'll pull it back out to the flatlands, and they will reset their offense. 8.5 left to play in the first half. 28-17, Woods. Left side, Jake Smith for 3, good.
He knew it was good immediately. Had the sudden pivot before he got to the hoop.
From Richmond, California, Jacob Smith drops the tray. He's got his first 3 of the night. Rustlers now by 14.
You know, with that dismissal, it gives these other players a chance to, make a reason to play more.
Colson runs into Gwynn. He's going to be rejected from behind, but nice rebound by Thatcher as he'll grab it and put it off the air all in one play. Put it off the glass and score it. Jake Smith working on Thatcher, breaks his ankles and then chucks one up off the back of the iron. Taylor rebound. Taylor Tidsump, the offensive board and the putback.
First time we've seen him this year in the 3 games. He's played pretty well in limited minutes.
Coach is very high on Taylor in the early part of the season and then got into some competition, and when the lights come on, things may be different. And an offensive foul is going to be whistled on Chapman Tag. I thought he traveled in there somewhere.
I preferred to travel over the charge. That's kind of a ticky-tack foul, if you want to know, in my opinion.
Devin's going to come out, is Rottweiler. 8 points and 4 boards for Devin.
Got an assist in there, too, and a blocked shot, I'm thinking, as well.
That foul on Chapman Tag, his 3rd. That's where I was missing the one earlier. 8th team foul on the visitors. And again, another great crowd at Rustler Gym here tonight on a Thursday night.
It's a good time travel there.
Yeah, Jake drug the pivot foot on a pass that he was not going to make. A 7th turnover on C-Dub.
You're talking about the crowd. You're between seasons in high school.
Right.
And that may help you some here. There's nobody competing with that.
Well, I haven't looked at the Riverton schedule, but you remember they didn't play at home until February last year, almost in that high school
February
schedule.
This year, in fact.
Exactly, it was February this year. Thatcher 3, no good. Rebound, knocked around. It's going to be rebounded by Zach Colson, and it will stay Rexburg basketball. 33-19 Central, 6:59 left to play in the first half.
Speaking of high school sports, the state football championships begin tomorrow.
War Memorial Stadium.
10th anniversary of them being there.
That's weird to think we started a long time ago. Nice move by Trey Thatcher. He'll drive baseline, put it off the window and in.
We were somewhat that same posture there about 10 years ago, weren't we?
Pavlovich back to the basket. Nice move, but a better move defensively by Heinz, who will knock that away from him. And they'll come the other way. Heinz zigzagged, and then he's blocked back from behind by Marko Pavlovich. That was a nice hustle play by Marko.
So I think that agreement, you block my shot, I'll block yours, and it'll be good for the stats.
Yeah, exactly. Marko, the Belgrade Serbian, 6'6" freshman. Polson's going to come out as in comes McKay Shippen. Baseline Thatcher, 3 is good. Trey Thatcher played Division III ball in Pennsylvania, and he's got 5 points.
And I'm not even sure if it's called Division III anymore, isn't it? Have they changed like the names of that?
How about a steal and a block and then a finish and a miss. Thatcher no good. Simmental fighting for it with Desmond Miles. It will be Rexburg basketball on the alternating arrow.
Official coach is complaining about rebounding, so Kessler gets put back into the ballgame.
Yeah, Devin Rottweiler coming back in. He's got 4 right now. Gerardo Briscoe has 4 rebounds as well. Rexburg missing a couple of good opportunities.
And then kind of hiking the ball out of bounds. I guess it was last touched by the Rustlers.
And Jacob Smith has the same expression that our scoreboard operator had when he said, what? And it's going to stay Rexburg ball. 26 on the shot clock. I don't think that shot clock should have reset, should it? Was there a possession?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not. Driving in an offensive foul, and who's going to take it? Yeah, nobody else but Darius Gwynn. DG taking another charge. We might have to add that to his stats because that's at least the 5th or 6th that he's taken this season. And we're 3 games, we're not even 2.5 games old right now.
Remember we used to add stats to high school games way back when?
Simmental across the timeline, gets a pick from Devin, and then a steal by Jake Cochran, and he will flush it. Cochran has 11. 9 turnovers by Central. Back to a 7-point game right now. Gerardo moving on Cochran, dish underneath to Devin, ball poked out of there, taken away by Desmond Miles. Left side, Shippen up top, Crawford, shot on the way, no good. Simmental, the rebound. First board by David. He'll bring it into the front court, keeps it on a bounce, hands it off to Fullerton. Now left side to Gerardo Briscoe. Ball knocked away, and a foul from behind on Dan Heinz will be his 3rd. So it may not even be, I guess, fatigue for Rexburg as much as it's going to be foul trouble, as he's got 3 already. Does Dan Heinz, and 3 by Chapman Tag, and a full timeout called by Coach Brad Schmidt. 5:08 left to play first half. Central 33, Rexburg 26. We'll return after this on 88.1.
Basketball on Wrestler Radio is brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Fine Jewelry on Main in downtown Riverton. They feature a state-of-the-art jewelry repair shop and custom design. They also turn broken treasures into something new and exciting. Use your old gems and gold to create new pieces of jewelry. They are the home of the sterling silver bucking horse and rider necklace. A gift from the Golden Buffalo is an easy slam dunk. In downtown Riverton or online at thegoldenbuffalo.com.
Sports on Wrestler Radio is brought to you in part by Fremont Therapy Group. They've partnered with Lander and CWC to protect the health of student athletes. For the past 20 years, Fremont Therapy Group has been volunteering their time and resources on the sidelines of Lander sports to help keep student athletes safe and healthy. They also teach classes to help students learn more about the field of athletic training. A proud partner of CWC Athletics is the Fremont Therapy Group, Riverton and Lander. More can be found at FremontTherapyGroup.com or on Facebook at Fremont Therapy Group.
Devin Rottweiler will be at the free throw line. Devin 2 for 2 on the evening. On the season, he is 3 for 4, so 5 for 6 now, 6 for 7. 9 points for Devin.
Well, that's 83.3%, I think.
Second one on the way, good.
And that's better than 83.3%.
As a team, Central 11 of 12, 92%. They lead by 9, 5 minutes left to play first half. Right side baseline, Crawford, pump fake. He will be blocked on the end line by Darius Gwynn. And Darius will pick up his first personal foul. Just the third team foul on Central. Already in the double bonus on the other side, Rexburg with 10 personal fouls. Thatcher goes up top to Shippen. Back to Desmond Miles. Desmond penetrates, kicks it outside. 3, Gardner Richmond is good. 9 points for Richmond on 3 3-pointers. That is the 5th 3-pointer of the first half by Rexburg United.
That's a real nice form on his shot.
Darius gets free. He'll take it high off glass and score. Darius Gwynn down the lane with a right-hand runner. He's got 4 points. Brady with a near steal. Shippen kicks it out to Crawford. Back up top, Thatcher. Brady on him defensively. Back up top, Crawford. A long shot behind the three-point line. No good. And Gerardo Briscoe high above the rim to pull that one down. 5 rebounds by Rada. Brady underneath with the double clutch. Bank it off glass. Fullerton with 6. Brady got the start tonight. His career high as a Rustler is 9. He's approaching that right now with 4 minutes left in the half. Richmond, another 3 is going to drop. Gardner Richmond, his 4th 3 of the ball game. He's got 12 points on 4 3-pointers.
I think we see the Snow College Badgers.
I want to say you are correct. Gwynn for 3, back of the iron, no good. Rada, though, will get the rebound, fire it up, no good. Simmental tying up Miles. It'll be Central basketball. Gerardo Briscoe with rebound number 5.
They're call a foul instead.
Oh, they are. All righty then. They're going to call it on David Simmental. David will pick up his 2nd personal foul, 4th team foul, so he's accounted for 4 right now. There's almost not room for a basketball team to come sit all together in this gym as that ball misses and Brady will get the rebound. Fullerton will be fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot a pair. That foul is on Jake Cochran, his first, as he battled for the rebound.
The guards at some place, the forwards another.
The Snow Badgers. I'm not sure how to say the name of the town they're from. Ephraim? Ephraim.
Been there.
Good gas there one time, did you? Fullerton is at the stripe. 6 points for Brady. 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Free throw on the way is good. Central 12 of 13 from the stripe here in the first half. Helping overcome a 2 for 7 performance from the three-point line right now. More crowd trickling into this gym that is, like I said, pretty full right now. 8 points for Brady. 41-32. Miles into the front court. Jump pass knocked away by Connor Nelson. Almost a steal.
Almost a travel right before it as well.
Stays Rexburg basketball. Called the Snow College coach. No answer. No reply to a voicemail.
I'm going to do the game for a while and you go over and talk to
them.
them.
And they have not posted their box scores from their first 2 games.
Which is odd because the gals team have.
At least their half. And then David Simmental taking a charge on McKay Shippen, who argues he was outside of the area. And McKay Shippen is going to get the foul. Player control foul is the 9th turnover of the game on Rexburg. Darius Gwynn will check out as Jacob Smith will check in. Simmental D'd up by Miles. 3 minutes left to play in the half. We'll bring it across the timeline. Hands it to Jake Smith. Now to Brady. Brady's going to penetrate. He will go with the right hand underneath and put it off glass with some English. And Brady Fullerton has a new career high at Central. Ball poked out of there, taken away by Central. Simmental ends up with it, but I didn't see who poked it out of there. David with the left hand running down the lane. Transition bucket, he's got 6.
And I can tell Rich is running out of gas a little bit because they're playing defense with their hands. and not their legs.
Now their defense is to call a timeout for Rexburg United. 2:32 left to play first half. Rustlers with some easy, well, I wouldn't say easy, but some transition buckets have opened up a 13-point advantage. 2:32 left to play. We'll return for the finale of the first half after this on Rustler Media.
Rustler Sports on the Radio comes from the restaurants of the Wind River Hotel and Casino. Dining is available no matter time of day or week. The Red Willow is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Buffalo features 4 different choices, Thursday through Sunday from noon to 9 p.m., and the Genicoo Cafe is open 24/7. The restaurants of the Wind River Hotel and Casino, located 1 mile south of Riverton on Highway 789.
News is sponsored on 88.1 by Riverton RV. The colder weather is on the way, and it's time to winterize your RV or camper. The service department offers risk-free winterization for the cold months ahead. You can make an appointment to have them fix all the little things you might have been a little rough on while camping this summer, or even a big job like a roof replacement or adding special features. Riverton RV, where service is the key. 1420 South Federal Boulevard, Riverton.
Thanks to Amanda Nikoloff and the new media class. Thomas Dent and Morgan Vanetti tag teaming on directing tonight. Jane McDonald and Angelo Sage above Rustler Jim on the cameras. Kendra Leesburg is putting your scoreboard up on the screen with the graphics. Right now with 2:30 left to play in the first half, it's 45-32 Central. Out in front. Driving, Miles got it. Desmond Miles
I was going to pass off of that move and said he took the shot instead.
Goes down into the trees and gets one to go up. Jake Smith lost the handle and then ouch. Oh, running into the wall with his head is Thatcher.
Not a lot of padding because that was away from the padding.
He's back up and back at it. 21 on the shot clock. As I think Central dodged a bullet. I don't think that came off of a Rexburg player as Rada almost tripped on the three-point line, taking the inbound. Brady up top, Connor for 3 on the way, short. Rebound poked into the hands of Connor Nelson. Central reloads. Jake the distance, right hand on the left-hand side. Smith has 5. 13-point Rustler lead. That matches their biggest. 1:45 remaining in the first half. Polson penetrates, kicks it baseline. Miles for 3. That's no good, and Connor Nelson will go get the rebound. 4 rebounds for Connor. 2 points. Brady back to Connor. Baseline left, wide open for 3 and drain it.
I looked down to make sure it was behind both of the three-point line.
I think a little bit of the winded defense from Rexburg that time. They're down 16 now with 1:10 left to play.
Another 15-point half for CWC.
Yeah, averaging 91 points a game after their 77-point output against CSI. 10 on the shot clock. Miles D'd up by Connor, gives it up to Shippen. Hands it off to Polson. 2 seconds, 15-footer, no good. Connor his 5th rebound. Up ahead, Thatcher's going to steal it. Turnover number 11.
Got the tip, and he also got the steal at the same time.
McKay down low, Polson works in, tries to get past Gerada, can't, but he'll go to the line. Gerada Briscoe will pick up personal foul number 1.
You can tell this is a different breed of animal this year for the Vikings than we saw last year. The score could end up the same. You know, we don't know what it's going to be at the end, but you can tell it's a much more structured team.
Polson's free throw clangs around and misses out. Going to see Tyler Shippen into the ball game. I had him as a starter, but he did not start. Polson, who is at the line, did start in his place.
See, I had a different starting lineup than you. I had Polson and Shippen both starting.
No.
They're probably both incorrect.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't be the first time for me, for sure, and for us, probably not either. Shot clock and game clock, 10 seconds differential as Simmental has that ball stolen out of his hands. Shippen rises for a floating 12. No good. Briscoe will get the rebound as it's tapped back off of the glass. Shot clock expired now. 14 seconds left. Central by 15. Simmental is told to go now. Shippen, he'll run past him, lay it off glass and in.
Just too easy, really, there.
And that is how the first half will come to an end. 52-35 Central by 17. After a quick start by the Vikings, and maybe even add that a slow start to the Rustlers, the Rustlers have a 17-point lead as we head to the first half intermission.
I think it was an 8-point lead, I think was the biggest, was it, for them? That made it a turnaround to 25.
Yeah, we'll have to, I had it 6 or 8, somewhere in that neighborhood.
I know it was 8 at one time.
Central will have the basketball to begin the second half of hoops as they lead 52-35. We'll take a look at the first half statistics, shooting, rebounding, scoring. We'll do that after this timeout. You are tuned to Rustler Media on 88.1 KCWC FM and on Rustler TV, your cable TV channel, 189 here in Riverton and in Lander, and on the World Wide Web at rustlerathletics.com.
Sponsorship of Rustler Athletics is brought to you in part by the Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery. They're on Main Street in downtown Riverton. They have a full coffee bar menu including lattes, cappuccinos, espressos. They also feature New York bagels and open-faced bagel sandwiches. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery, 303 East Main in downtown Riverton. You can dine in, take out, or pick up. 856-1116. That's 856-1116. A proud Rustler booster sponsor, Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery.
Gales Carpet One Riverton is a proud supporter of our community and Rustler Radio, your one store for a perfect floor, offering waterproof flooring, whether it be carpet or luxury vinyl tile. Gales is a community-oriented business dedicated to improving Fremont County. Located in downtown Riverton, on Facebook or at GalesCarpet1Riverton.com.
It's been said when you're driving your pickup truck in Wyoming, you feel like the quarterback leading your football team on a winning drive. I'm Craig Bull, coach of the Wyoming Cowboys. Every pickup driver holds the key to road trip success, a fastened seatbelt. Pickup trucks are twice as likely to roll over than cars in fatal crashes. Taking the time to buckle up every trip is the single most effective thing you can do to protect yourself in a crash. Buckle up in your pickup, every trip, every time, and go Pokes. This message is from the Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition.
College is hard enough without trying to figure out how to get there. WRTA Bus Lines has partnered with CWC to get you to and from class on time and for free. Simply show your CWC ID and get on or off the bus at the college. And now they have arranged for pickup from the CWC Lander Center at 6:50 or 9:50 a.m. Monday through Friday. They'll also drop off at the Lander Center in the afternoon and evening from Riverton. Check out the bus schedule at WRTABuslines.com.
At the break, it is Central 52. It is Rexburg United 35. Central leading by 17. Well, let's see here. Could be what our problem is as well. This says Central's largest lead has been 18 with 3 seconds left in the first half, but it is 17 right now with the score.
I'm going to stake my reputation, of which there is none, at 8-point lead in the first half.
Rexburg led by 8 at 12-4 early on in the ballgame. Let's take a look at some first half scoring numbers. First off, for the Rustlers, a pair of Rustlers in double figures and a pair of them with some serious Riverton ties. Devin Rottweiler spent his elementary school years in Riverton. His father was the vice president of Central Wyoming College for a number of years. Devin with 10 points. The other is the Riverton grad and won a state championship a couple of years ago for RHS with a pretty good team. Brady Fullerton, 10 points tonight.
And they could have been teammates at one time had Devin stayed here.
Yeah,
actually.
Exactly. Brady 3 for 4 from the line. Devin 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. Elsewhere, David Simmental with 8. Jacob Smith has 5. Connor Nelson has 5. 4 points apiece for Taylor Tidsump, Gerardo Briscoe, Darius Gwynn, and James Woods with 2. And if I didn't mention Jacob Smith, I think I did. Jacob with 5 points in the ball game. Leading scorers again, Rottweiler and Fullerton for Riverton with 10 points apiece here in the first half.
Got a player from Snow College lining up for the 2-point.
He's thirsty. He's going to get himself a beverage.
Risney can't be Gatorade player of the game.
On the other side, Gardner Richmond has 12 points on 4 3-pointers for Rexburg. Jake Cochran has 11. He has a 3-pointer. 7 for Trey Thatcher, 3 for Zach Polson, 2 for Desmond Miles. So right now, Central's bench with 25 points. The Rexburg bench has 12 points, according to my stats, which
I want to point out that the Snow College player appears to look like a babysitter out there.
He's got a lot of youth out there around him for sure here tonight. So let's take a look at some rebounding statistics in the ball game. Gerarda Briscoe has 7 to lead Central, 5 for Connor Nelson, 4 for Devin Rottweiler. Rexburg on the other side, they've been out rebounded 25-10 in this ball game. Heinz,
I knew that would be a problem of some sort.
Heinz and Thatcher with 2 rebounds apiece, 4 team rebounds in this ball game as they have been out rebounded 25-10. Central, though, has turned it over 12 times to Rexburg's 10 times in this ball game. There were no ties and there was 1 lead change in the ball game. We'll take a look at shooting numbers, and we'll also talk about the ladies and the cross-country team and some postseason awards for CWC volleyball as our second half will get underway here in about 9 minutes from right now. At the break, Central 52, Rexburg 35. We'll be back after this on 88.1.
Good idea. Texting your friends to let them know you're going to be late. Bad idea. Being late because you were texting your friends while driving and crashed your car. Good idea. A nice hot cup of coffee. Bad idea. Spilling hot coffee in the car. Distracted driving is one of the leading causes of car crashes. So pay attention and just drive, because distracted driving is never a good idea. A message from WIDOT.
Sponsorship of Wrestler Basketball on 88.1 comes from Denver Air Connection, offering daily flights from Riverton Regional Airport to Sheridan and to Denver International in a 30-passenger jet. The flight features in-cabin service, and TSA check-in at Riverton is included. More information can be found at denverairconnection.com.
Wyoming basketball fans, the season is almost here, and single-game tickets for the Cowboys and Cowgirls are on sale now. Don't miss over 30 home games in the Dome of Doom this winter. The Cowboy non-conference schedule is highlighted by South Carolina on December 12th, and the Cowgirls host Montana State on November 27th. Get your tickets today at GoWIO.com or call 307-766-7220. See you this season in the AA.
Cowboys losing their season opener. Cowgirls winning big against Chadron State last night by what, like 50 or something like that?
It was pretty bad.
80-30 or something along that nature. Take a look at first half shooting. Central up 52-35. By the way, Central 18 of 34 for the first half. That's 53%, so they heated up. They hit 3 out of 9 from the three-point line, 13 of 14 free throws. Right now, Central shooting 14 free throws. Rexburg shot 2 in the first half.
I'm thinking they probably think they should have shot more.
Yeah, that might be the case. Rexburg on the other side, 14 of 33. That's 42%. They hit 6 of 15 trays, though, for 40%, and they did hit 1 of the 2 free throws that they were awarded to shoot in the first half of basketball. 52-35 is our score in favor of CWC. Again, men's basketball action tomorrow. It will be Rexburg United taking on Snow College. They'll play at 3 in the afternoon here at Rustler Gym tomorrow afternoon. And then on Saturday afternoon, the Central men will take on Snow College, and that will be a 3 o'clock tap time at CWC as well. Women's basketball playing in a tournament tomorrow and Saturday in Price, Utah. They'll play Utah State Eastern tomorrow, 5:30. They'll play Snow College on Saturday at noon. Links to watch both can be found on the Rustler Radio Facebook page. Men will be gone after Saturday until December 8th. Women won't be home until November 29th.
I think this format that they're doing, though, is allowing them to pick some bigger schools coming here to CWC. You know, like we never seen College of Southern Idaho before. They're talking about Salt Lake next year.
Well, the classic
mid-game in there, you know.
They just can't get a fourth team, basically, so they do it a 3-team rotation over 3 nights. 2 nights for the visitors, obviously, but couldn't get a fourth team to come last weekend or this weekend. And I think the women are in the exact same boat when their classic
you can
comes.
if you're bringing in two different groups of three.
Well, it's just like we talked about with Coach Brad Schmidt. Utah State Eastern doesn't want to drive all the way to Riverton, Wyoming, which I don't understand. But
you live in Wyoming, you drive.
Yeah, exactly. Cross country, 5 runners will be at the national meet in Garden City, Kansas, Saturday. And then the volleyball team finished up their season, and some postseason accolades for Kalisha Sims being chosen to the all-region volleyball team for Darshea Gallard. And I believe Darshea Gallard was to be induced yesterday. She was about the 39-week mark of the pregnancy, was supposed to be induced yesterday. Haven't seen a word or heard a word whether Mr. and Mrs. Gallard are proud parents yet or not.
Also have an honorable mention player, too. I don't know if you mentioned her, across the way in volleyball. Riley Burmester, who we see sitting there, will be joining the basketball team, we believe, next week.
She was kind of at practice a little bit this week. I'm surprised she's not actually with the team in Price this weekend. But also some notable alums, Tavia Young in the crowd tonight, and a two-time player on the volleyball side, assistant 1 year.
Yep, and coached in Lander.
Yep, under head coach Tiffany Stauffenberg when she was here. But Tavia in the house here tonight. Also,
funny, Tiffany has replaced her as an assistant coach in Lander, where she was a head coach at one time.
Yeah, volunteer assistant coach in Lander as well. Also, Saturday is the last day of the Rustler men's basketball camp for kids K through 8. Walk-ins are welcome at 8:30. Oh, we're getting news. Maya has arrived. Maya Gallard has arrived today. So Coach Barlow giving us the information. Yesterday, Maya arrived. Okay. So happy birthday to Maya yesterday on November 7th.
The immediate medium that we are.
Yes, that's Darshea Gallard and Roma. Congratulations to both of you guys. Maya, the youngster's name, and Darshea says a future volleyball player herself. So back to the basketball camp. Saturday is the last day of the Rustler men's basketball camp for kids K through 8. Walk-ins are welcome at 8:30. Saturday morning. Come get some basketball instruction from the Rustler players, coaches. That'll be Saturday, and then stay for the game against Snow College later that afternoon. So there you go. That's getting you up to date. 52-35 our score at the intermission. Central leading Rexburg.
John, as you talk about that, I thought that Todd Zollinger, the head coach of this team, and just see what it does add to your college experience, though, like Ricks or BYU East now does not have that. And I'm just thinking, boy, what especially with the facilities that are all there. And he explains that they've talked about the cost, but he said if you just added a minimal amount, because it's that large of a junior college, to the student fees, they could bring these sports back and look at the atmosphere here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really helped this college,
and they're hoping to bring those athletics back.
The farther away from it each time, it makes it that much harder to do, though.
Unfortunately, for sure. So we're pulling for the Vikings to reinstate. That'd be nice to have them back.
Get that ship rechristened.
Exactly. It's close to 8 o'clock in KCWC FM. Riverton, the second half is on its way after this break. 52-35, Rustlers out in front.
Are you interested in a new way to possibly reduce your drinking while winning prizes? Eastern Shoshone Recovery and Washington State University may be able to help. They want to learn if rewarding recovery helps people stop drinking. You may be a good fit for the study if you are a Native American adult and live on the Wind River Reservation and surrounding communities. You'll be eligible for prizes and gift cards for your participation in this alcohol research study. For more information, please call Eastern Shoshone Recovery and Honor Project staff Sharon Wagon or Purcell McLeod at 307-349-6359 or 307-335-3257. You can visit them at their new location, number 7 Shipton Lane in Fort Washakie. That is their new location, number 7 Shipton Lane, Fort Washakie. This project has been approved by the Eastern Shoshone and Northern Arapaho Business Councils.
Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by Edward Jones financial advisor Mick Pryor. Make sense of investing with a visit with Mick Pryor, located 1 block east of the Riverton Post Office. He provides retirement and investing advice including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and CDs. It's never too early or too late to start planning your financial future. Appointments are available at 856-6116. Edward Jones and Mick Pryor, 856-6116.
Basketball on Rustler Radio is brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Fine Jewelry on Main in downtown Riverton. They feature a state-of-the-art jewelry repair shop and custom design. They also turn broken treasures into something new and exciting. Use your old gems and gold to create new pieces of jewelry. They are the home of the sterling silver bucking horse and rider necklace. A gift from the Golden Buffalo is an easy slam dunk. In downtown Riverton or online at thegoldenbuffalo.com.
52-35, CWC out in front as we begin the second half. Connor Nelson, Marco Popovich, Gerardo Briscoe, David Simmental Jr., and Brady Fullerton hiding in the corner. I didn't see him for a second in front of the Central bench.
One of those players where you're sneaking that wide receiver.
Central dressed in their light gray uniforms, Rexburg in dark gray uniforms. Connor driving the lane. He'll throw it up with the right hand. Pavlovich will tip the rebound to himself. They'll gather it back in, and they will reload. Baseline, Simmental for three, no good. Another rebound by Marco, but they'll call him over the back on the rebound.
I think Richmond basically said, hey, isn't that a foul over the back? And the official then concurred with what he was saying, and that was the late call being made there.
Tyler Shippen starting the second half along with Zach Polson. You've also got Gardner Richmond, Jake Cochran, and it is Trey Thatcher starting. So a different lineup than the first half. Thatcher hands it back to Shippen. Now Thatcher over Fullerton, misses the three. Connor will pick the rebound up off the ground. 6 rebounds, Connor Nelson. Brady Fullerton wide open. Three is good. Fullerton adding to his career high as a Rustler now with 13, and Central leads by 20. A minute gone by here in the second half. Underneath, Thatcher spins it into the paint. Ball is loose. Polson in traffic, rejected and roofed by Gerardo Briscoe. Take it away. And then he'll get ran over and
I think
run
the
into.
end result was the call rather than when it occurred, because had he not fallen down, I don't think there would have been a whistle.
Thatcher tangled up with Gerardo Briscoe. Come over and tap him and apologize in a basketball
number
way.
24, fouling number 24.
Second personal foul on Trey Thatcher. Lob pass into the backcourt to David Simmental. Spins out the pick to the outside, finds Nelson at the top. Connor has range, he hasn't pulled the trigger from real deep yet. Well, till now, as he'll launch that one, and it doesn't go down.
Kind of rattled the rim, though.
Almost as advertised. Gardner Richmond, his first rebound of the game. Shippen, top of the key, guarded by Fullerton. James Woods will check in. Next opportunity, three, and an offensive foul. Boy, Cochran rather got the three to go, but setting the illegal pick at the top was Zach Polson. And that'll be the 11th turnover on Rexburg. And David Simmental is going to check out for James Woods. 18-11 left in the ball game. Central by 20. Woods going to run the lane, take it all the way, and put it in. James Woods has 4 points. His first field goal, however, of the night. Central by 22 as they open up a 5-0 lead here in the second half. Nelson almost knocks it away. Fullerton ends up with it, and he'll hand it off to Connor Nelson. Up ahead, Gerardo. Pump fake. Dunks it with one hand over the top of Trey Thatcher.
Not as easy as it looks. That was a flat-footed dunk, which is a little bit tougher.
6 points for Gerardo. Ball stolen away by Nelson again. Ahead of the pack, using his body, lays it up, misses it, but Pavlovich the rebound and the putback. Connor, though, another steal. That'll put him at 10 for the season in 2.5 games.
And I think he thought he was fouled on that play as well.
Central with a 9-0 run to begin the second half have opened up a 26-point lead. Baseline Thatcher. Nelson dares him to go to the baseline. He'll dish nicely to Cochran, who will put it in. Kobe Crawford on this roster. I don't even think Kobe made the trip, but got his last name in there. James Woods for 8, floating good. Nice play by J-Dub. He's got 6 now, does Woods. Tidzump, Gwynn, and Rottweiler checking in next ball, as well as Jacob Smith. Next dead ball, I guess I should say. First bucket in a while for Rexburg. Cochran rejected by Gerardo Briscoe. Cochran's a player. He's pretty exciting to watch. And Gerardo Briscoe is going to pick up his second personal foul.
Cochran and Heinz are both pretty good players on that team.
Heinz only has 2 points, but he also has 3 fouls. Does Heinz. Cochran at the line. First free throw of the night is good. Tidzump, Rottweiler, Gwynn, and Smith in for Fullerton, Pavlovich, Nelson, and Briscoe. Staying on the court will be James Woods.
Interesting as fads come and go. This happened just a couple of years ago. You used to see the T-shirt underneath the uniforms. There's only one player, and I think he's on the bench now, for Rexburg that does that. Remember, everybody was doing that for a while.
Cochran gets both. Woods will bring it across the timeline.
He does have the T-shirt on him, by the way.
And James does have the gray T-shirt on, as you mentioned. He'll get it back. Hands it off to Tidzump. Taylor won't shoot it. Gives it back out to Woods. He will shoot a long 3. No good. Taylor battling. Actually, is Gwynn battling for the rebound, and it will stay Rustler basketball. A couple of taps between Darius Gwynn and a Viking, and goes out of bounds Central. Woods up top to Jake Smith. Back right side, and an offensive foul. Tidzump and or Rottweiler. We'll see who it's going to go against. It's going to go against Taylor, and that'll be number 1 on the former Cougar of Wind River High School.
Keep getting those plugs in, don't you?
Gotta get plugs in with Cougar High, class of '89. That was a long time ago, though. This wasn't even in the building they're in now, as Cochran's 3, no good, but Chapman Tag will pull down the flat-footed rebound.
She'll later return to starting some plays, however.
Ball batted out of bounds as Cochran takes it to baseline. He'll have it knocked away. 15:41 remains. Cochran takes the inbounds. That one's an air ball, and Woods the rebound. Long pass up ahead. Falling down, but picking the ball up is Tidzump. Jake Smith fell down. He's all right. I think he got his bell rung a little, and they're going to stop play for him. As Taylor Tidzump now with 6 points. They're going to ask Jacob Smith if he's okay, as he kind of got dinged out there a little bit. He says he's good. And they will reset with Shippen triggering it inbounds. You had mentioned the Shippen father in the pregame. I think off mic. I don't think we'd mentioned that out loud yet.
Former BYU women's head coach.
Cochran gets free. He'll make it off glass, and Gwynn will foul him.
And former men's head coach when Ricks College had a team, which is Rexburg, Idaho.
Nice play by Jake Cochran. 17 for Cochran and a chance at more.
Rexburg, a real pretty area, by the way, near the southwest part of Yellowstone Park, and also a couple of pretty waterfalls, Mesa Falls, north and south in that area.
Shot no good. Tidzump the rebound on the free throw. 65-41. Central has outscored Rexburg 13-6 here in the second half and have opened up a 24-point lead. They try to go down low to Devin. It will skim off of his fingers out of bounds. Central will commit their 13th turnover. We're tied in that category now. Little token full court pressure from Central. The Shippens also, by the way, cousins of our Olivia Shippen of the women's basketball team. Nice pass underneath and a finish by Tyler Shippen. Great pass up top by Rexburg.
What a bummer for Olivia to get hurt her second year after spending much of her first year injured as well. Great kid.
Yeah, very much so, as Gwynn hands it off to Jacob Smith. He'll fly for 8, missed it. Tidzump the rebound out to Woods for 3. That's good. Tidzump with his 4th rebound. James Woods, his first 3 of the night. He's got 9. That, coincidentally, for James is his career high as a Rustler. Central ends up with a basketball. And Woods fouled in the front court by Chapman Tagg. That's going to be number 4 on Chapman Tagg.
I tried not to foul him, but he was, headed one direction. Couldn't do too much about it.
Desmond Miles going to come in for Chapman Tagg. Connor Nelson going to come in for Taylor Tidjum. 6 points, 4 rebounds for Big T here tonight. His first action as a Rustler. Did not play last week in the 2 games. Getting in here tonight, maybe earning a little more playing time down the road. Woods, nice dish to Connor Nelson off glass is good. Might have been and one.
I don't think he expected the pass. Got it. It was so far deep that it really kind of limboed up.
Maybe it wasn't so much and one as having to react to the bad pass. But Connor now with 7. Baseline, Connor flops a little bit. Underneath, he almost got landed on. Ball's going to go in. Foul.
I think it went in too late.
Okay, they're going to give the foul on Jacob Smith, his second. And that will put Tyler Shippen to the line. Tyler Shippen's dad, the one we mentioned as the BYU and Rick's coach, father to a brother, I guess, to Olivia
Trent
Shippen's
Shippen
father.
is his name. Unfortunately, Olivia is not here today. She is with the basketball team she can't play for in Price, Utah.
She went to Utah, exactly. Well, she missed them last year, too. She didn't know they were on the team. She said the women's team arrived when the game got over, and she saw her cousins walking out as she was walking into the gym, essentially.
And it reminds me, if she was here, the rooting situation she'd be into, because it reminded me of Sarah Stroffel when her cousin was playing against Warland in the state championship. Sarah from Warland, her cousin Trent from Buffalo, who lit up Warland that night in a couple of overtimes. But where do you feel your fandom is?
Ball knocked out of bounds, last touched by a Rustler. 14 turnovers by Central.
One of those games where you might make one of those Franken jerseys.
70-44, 13-35 left to play in the ball game, and a travel violation on Dan Heinz will be the 15th turnover on Rexburg.
His point is, how did I travel when I was dribbling? And I kind of wondered about that myself, because the travel was occurring as he was dribbling, wasn't it?
Yes.
So that's
question mark. I don't know exactly. I was looking at my stats. Simmental almost fell down on a slick spot. Connor Nelson for 3. That's off the mark. Rebound in the corner to Briscoe. Girarda up top. Simmental for 3. That will not go. And then a steal by Connor Nelson. He'll be rejected, but he'll gather it back in. Shot, trying to alley-oop. Girarda can't.
That was a whole lot of nada. And Simmental steals at the other end.
Back the other way. Simmental to Woods in the corner. Actually, it's Jacob Smith in the corner for 3, and a timeout coming. As Jacob Smith has 8, and the Rustler lead is all of a sudden 29. They have outscored Rexburg 21-9 here in the second half.
Interesting, Heinz shook hands with Nelson, who were kind of battling as they both came to their respective benches, not just, but a full handshake as they were passing each other.
Central 73, Rexburg 44, 12:46 left to play. Stay with us. Return after this on Rustler Radio.
Sports on Rustler Radio is brought to you in part by Fremont Therapy Group. They've partnered with Lander and CWC to protect the health of student athletes. For the past 20 years, Fremont Therapy Group has been volunteering their time and resources on the sidelines of Lander sports to help keep student athletes safe and healthy. They also teach classes to help students learn more about the field of athletic training. A proud partner of CWC Athletics is the Fremont Therapy Group, Riverton and Lander. More can be found at FremontTherapyGroup.com or on Facebook at Fremont Therapy Group.
73-44, CWC out in front. 12:46 remains in the first half. I'm John Gabrielson, instructor of radio broadcasting here at Central Wyoming College. Beside me is Joel Kindle, also an employee of CWC and Wyoming PBS, gracious enough to provide us their engineer, Francis Obakoya, providing our web stream from the Wyoming PBS website as well here tonight. Big thanks to Amanda Nikoloff and the new media situation. And Thomas Dent, Morgan Vanetti directing here tonight. Angelo and Jane at the top of the gym. Kendra on the graphics tonight, providing us the behind the scenes tonight. Cochran loses the handle. Miles with it. Penetrates back out to Cochran for a three. That one's no good. Long rebound, though, run down by Heinz. And that ball loose out of bounds. Last touched by a Rustler, and it will stay Rexburg basketball. Snow College Badgers in the crowd. They will play Rexburg tomorrow. Dish inside and a foul called as they go to Heinz in the paint.
Great little bounce pass in traffic to get him that shot.
David Simmental Jr., the foul, his third personal. He's the first Rustler to 3 fouls, by the way.
I think he's probably the first Rustler who is a second-generation Rustler. I cannot think of anyone else that is, you know.
Quayle?
Well, that's a big one right there.
That's true. Came to the top of my head. Of course, his dad and uncle both played here, did Simmental.
Yeah, we got an uncle.
Well, I guess Quayle's
Lars
dad.
Flanagan's an uncle.
I guess
player on this team.
Dad and uncle for Quayle as well. Second free throw, no good. Rebound by Gerardo Briscoe. Nice dish underneath. And Darius Gwynn makes the bucket, gets knocked to the floor. Comes back up, he's all right. Central up by 30 now. 75-45, 12 minutes left to play in the ball game. Dish underneath. Shippen flips it out for 3 to the other. Shippen, and he'll knock it in. Tyler Shippen for 3.
They're incredible recruiting class. You think about it for CWC with such a late start.
Right.
And losing players that you thought might be coming back.
Simmental, who was at Montana State with Coach Schmidt last year, suffered a season-ending injury and comes back at it. He'll dish one off. Gerardo with a jam!
And to be clear, Montana State Billings, not the Montana
right.
State in Bozeman.
MSUB, I guess, if you will. Gerardo B, the jam. Kind of the highlight reel of the dunks for the spin move, and they won't call it travel, a foul, or anything as Heinz loses control.
And that's probably the right call, but quite often somebody lands, the foul will be called once they're at the ground somehow, you know.
Pavlovich will check in. Nelson will come out. Brady Fullerton back in. Simmental will check out. Gerardo is going to leave as well. Thought we'd play with 6 for a little while. 29-point Rustler advantage, 11:15 left to play. Woods, the distance, right hand layup, left hand side. He's done that a couple of times tonight. 11 points for James Woods. That is his, puts his career high as a Rustler up from 7 to 11 now. Playing defense now, ball loose. He's going to add more to it. Woods, layup, good. 18 turnovers, by the way, on Rexburg United.
And I think the running out of petrol is being applied here a bit for Rexburg.
Yeah, there's another steal by Woods. He'll go the distance, lay another one up. 15 by James Woods, and a timeout called. Timeout coming, there it is. James Woods now 15 points as he has scored the last 6 for Central. And it's a 35-point pad for the Rustlers with 10:27 left. They've already got 83 points, and that's after a slow start for CWC as they have come alive to pour it on Rexburg here tonight.
Snow College does not want to see any more of this.
They're out of here.
They're going to dig a Badger hole somewhere.
The Badgers have left the building. They will be on this court tomorrow at 3, taking on Rexburg. Then on Saturday, taking on the Rustlers. Look for a big crowd for that one on Saturday afternoon here at Central Wyoming College.
So through your sleuthing, have you found out who they played, or have you had to go to each team they played to check those scores?
Well, they beat Western Wyoming and Northwest. Which
is what the women's team has done.
Right.
Really,
the box scores are there for the opposing teams. Just they have taken their stats off of that as Snow College. But I've got some sleuthing. We've got some.
These players will be using it. Aliases tomorrow when they play.
I've got some sleuthing. Nice steal by Pavlovich as he will get turnover number 20 on the Vikings. Fullerton's going to penetrate. Nice dish, Pavlovich off glass and in. Great dish, Brady Fullerton. And then another turnover on Rexburg as they will throw it past Tyler Shippen out of bounds. And we're going to see Kyle into the ball game. Kyle Rosa de Oliveira from Sao Paulo, Brazil, the 6'1 freshman. Kyle has it at the top. To which I thought they were calling him Kyle at first, and I'm like, I don't see any Kyle on this list, but it's Caio, C-A-I-O. Jacob Smith up to Tidjump to Fullerton now. Shot clock is at 12. Brady tries to throw it down. It's poked back out at him. 8 on the shot clock now. Fullerton, baseline, Pavlovich on the low block. Up top, Jacob with 3, 2. He'll rise. Shot at the buzzer is snatched out of the air by Dan Heinz, as that was an air ball. Going to see Rottweiler check back in. Next dead ball. Shippen goes the distance off glass. McKay the bucket. Nice
adjustment to the height disadvantage he was dealing with.
Could be a top one. Baseline 3, Fullerton. 16 for Brady, getting his start tonight at the number 2 spot. Mike Yowell has noted that we may be eating tacos courtesy of Mike Yowell Insurance and Red Evans Painting tomorrow as we're closing in on the century mark. Shot and Shippen, no good. Fullerton goes high for the board. Rebound number 2 for Brady, add an assist and 16 points. Jake Smith for 3 after the pick by Pavlovich. It's good. 11 for Jacob Smith. Going to get 4 fresh bodies in as ball knocked away by Pavlovich, and he will flush it on the other end. It's turned into a street game here a little bit now.
And one
mixtape underneath, Shippen to Shippen. He'll scoot it back out. He might have traveled, but instead he'll do that little jump hook. No good. Jake Smith the rebound. Central has outscored Rexburg 41-15, and we still have 7:55 left in the ball game with the ball knocked out of bounds. James Woods, Devin Rottweiler in, checking out Pavlovich and Smith. Heinz will check out. Shippen will check out. As Cyrus Kidd will check in. Kyle almost toes the line and almost turns it over. Devin gives it back to Kyle. Kyle's going to go the distance with the right hand. Got it.
That was kind of the James Wood shot of the night, wasn't it?
The only one that, there's 2 that haven't got in the game, and they both might be redshirting. Sullivan Van Dellen and also Reese Andre. As that ball misses by Cochran, rebound by Tidjump. Devin misses, and he will get his own rebound, but I think he's going to be called for the foul over the back, and he is. Devin will pick up his first. Another one on the roster is Gavin Heiser from Green River. He is redshirting this year. He will not play tonight. Gavin out of Green River High School. Reese, Andre, and Solomon Van Dellen question marks on the red shirt, so I don't think they want to throw them in and remove the doubt on the red shirt. I think they're both probably going to red shirt this season, but no official word from the coaches as of yet.
Interesting, if you redshirted those 3, you will have redshirted a guard, a forward, and a post.
Kidd misses the one in the bonus. Tidjump will get rebound number 6 for Taylor. Jacob Smith, next dead ball coming in as he tucks in the jersey. James Woods to Fullerton. Pump fakes, drives, scoop to Devin with a dunk. Rottweiler with 12. Fullerton passing him out like dimes. That's his second one. 97-50 now, 7 minutes left to play.
That's what I was saying before at the start of the game. You've got a couple of swing guards really in those 1 and 2 positions.
Tyler Shippen working on Kyle, throws it off glass and in. Nice play by Tyler Shippen. He's got 8. 97-52. Kyle de Oliveira comes into the ball game at the point now. Almost lost it on the dribble with Kidd defending him. Up top, Taylor. Left side, Woods. James gives up the dribble. Trying to go down low to Devin. From Taylor, they can't. Brady ends up with it. 9 on the shot clock. Brady will launch a 3, and that'll be another one. 15 points for the hometown boy, and that puts 100 on the scoreboard. 100-52, Rustlers out in front. 6 minutes left to play. We will have your post-game show in its entirety on the stream and on the radio tonight, as Miles will launch a three. That's good. Nice little shake and bake. Desmond Miles for three. Snaps the nylon. Talk with Coach Brad Schmidt. Give you a full rundown of the stats. Kyle runs past his man with the right hand underneath. Good. 102-55. 5.5 left. Cochran the distance off glass. Missed it. Fullerton another board. Second half shooting for Rexburg as Brady gets fouled trying to make another dish. Rexburg 7 of 17 in the second half is really only a percentage point lower than the first half, but they've shot 16 less shots because they have 22 turnovers in the ball game.
Looking at an NBA-type final score for CWC here.
Boy, the first 6 minutes of this ball game, I wouldn't have thought that this would be the outcome of this, but we mentioned the fatigue factor, the depth factor certainly could come into play, and it did as Woods gets free and makes another one. 17 for James Woods.
Interesting, too, for a guard, how many points of Woods have been in the paint.
Yeah, 15 points in the second half. And a quick timeout by Rexburg to sub in a couple of players. Just to sub players in, so they will, now they say full timeout, so we'll take one with them. 5:10 left to play in the ball game. 104-55 the score. Central out in front. We'll come back, finish this one up here from Rustler Jim on Rustler Media.
Rustler Sports on the Radio comes from the restaurants of the Wind River Hotel and Casino. Dining is available no matter time of day or week. The Red Willow is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Buffalo features 4 different choices, Thursday through Sunday from noon to 9 p.m. And the Genicue Cafe is open 24/7. The restaurants of the Wind River Hotel and Casino, located 1 mile south of Riverton on Highway 789.
Wyoming basketball fans, the season is almost here, and season tickets are on sale now. Season tickets are the best deal for all fans, with prices starting at $130 for the Cowgirls and $220 for the Cowboys. Or check out the affordable Cowboy Seat Hopper mobile season ticket pass, where your seat changes each game. Don't miss any of the action in the AA this season. Get your season tickets today at GoWyo.com or call 307-766-7220.
Buzzer welcomes you back to Rustler Gym. 5:10 remaining in this ball game. Central up 104-55. 49-point advantage. Chapman Tagg back into the game. He's got 4 fouls. Left side, outside, Gardner Richmond back to Tagg. Chapman baseline, scoots it up top. Heinz for a 15-footer. No good. Taylor high for the rebound. 7 rebounds, Taylor Tidjump tonight.
The score may not be indicative of this, but I do believe this is a better Ricks team than we saw last year.
Yeah, I think Rexburg is a lot better than last year's squad. Jacob Smith for 3. Front of the iron, no good. Heinz will get the rebound. Central 9 of 22 from the three-point line tonight. Second half, they are 6 of 13.
Heinz hobbling a little bit out there for Rexburg.
He'll make a no-look pass that bounces off of a couple of players and out of bounds. And it will stay Rexburg basketball with 4:19 left, 15 on the shot clock. Thatcher, baseline tag, hooks a 3, no good. Rebound pulled down by Tidjump. Taylor, Kyle, back to Kyle for 3 on the way, no good. Ball poked out of there by Tidjump to Woods, float off glass, good.
And Woods more points in the paint for a, how tall is Woods? 6'2", it doesn't look 6'2", but I mean he's getting a lot of points in the paint.
19 for the game, he and Brady tie for game high honors right now. Heinz going to get fouled by Devin, will pick up his second personal foul. And that will send Heinz to the line. Kyle getting his first Rustler action here in the second half of this ball game.
You know, both he and Tidjump in their first action have played well tonight.
Free throw good by Dan Heinz. You hear it snap the nylon.
I just wonder how, you're as winded as they appear, and looks Jersey looks pretty sweaty right now.
Yeah, that's only
how your free throw shooting is going to be affected.
Second point of the game for Dan Heinz, now third. 3:45 and counting, 106-57.
But you look at how hard he's worked. He's kind of in their post presence against a much bigger team.
Central, second time they've hit the century mark this season. Tidsup for three, no good. That has brought the house down, as that one's not good. Thatcher will glove the board and bring it across the stripe. Gets it back, launches for three, back of the iron. Devin and Taylor battle for the rebound. Tidsup has it, he's got 10. That ball is loose to the floor. Cochran picks it up, and they'll call him for a travel, or will they call a timeout? They call a timeout. Good job by Cochran. Call the timeout. So this would be a full timeout called by REXBURG with 3:12 remaining in the ball game. Final stats in this ball game. Also a visit with at least the coach, Brad Schmidt. We've talked about bringing a player out, but we'll see if that comes to fruition tonight in our post-game show, as it'll be brought to you by Buckle Up for Life Wyoming. CJ Spute and Craig Spute, if you remember them from last year. Craig was the one launching the deep threes and talking to the crowd and having a good time playing that ball game. Talking to us. He wanted the candy bar at halftime, I think, that is usually sitting here, and had a good old time and scored 20 points last year, did Craig.
Shooting percentage wasn't real high, though.
But he had 15, he had 5 threes in the second half. Heinz will inbound in front of us, looking for a little help. He'll throw it through the hands of Cochran. Good defense by Kyle in the backcourt to deny to the inbounds to Chapman Tag. Central for the game has shot 73 shots, 20 more than REXBURG. REXBURG also has 8 more turnovers, and Central's out-rebounded them pretty heftily in this ball game. Ball underneath. Smith rejected by Gardner Richmond and taken away by Gardner, but then stolen away by Kyle. And they'll have it stolen away by Chapman Tag.
I think both teams would probably just as soon have this one end right at this point.
Yeah, 2:40 left in this one. Pump fake, Woods with a steal, nicely done. And then a foul on Thatcher.
Trying to prevent a fast break, but
that's a good steal by James Woods. Knocked it away and then grabbed it in the air and threw it back in bounds before he landed out of bounds. 2:30 and counting. Tidsup, Kyle, also Woods, Smith, and Rottweiler, the 5 on the floor for Central. Jake Smith tries to go to Devin. He'll throw it away.
I think they knew that pass was coming the way 3 converged on it.
Cochran zigs, zags, dishes baseline. Chapman Tag, he'll float for 10. Glass, good, and 1. Chapman Tag with his first points of the game, and Devin, I think, is going to pick up his third.
I might be Tidsup.
It is Taylor. Second personal foul on Taylor Tidsup. 6 points, 10 rebounds tonight for Taylor, by the way. Chapman Tag going to the line for the and 1.
What a smile on his face as he goes to the line.
He and Taylor and also Heinz down there chatting it up as he will get the 3-point play. 46-point lead. Woods, left side, Taylor baseline. Jake Smith for 3 on the way. Good. 14 points, Jacob Smith. That is his 4th three-pointer of the night. Central with 10 trays. Underneath, Cochran fouled. A trio of light gray shirts could be the culprit.
I think another thing CWC has figured out, their offense is pretty much you drive and dish, and they've been, sort of fading back on that dish play, and that has caused them to pick up quite a number of steals.
Kyle with the foul, his first. With 1:49 left, Cochran at the line, back of the iron, no good. Is it just me, or does that rim look a little loose?
Probably whoever put that crowd Mike up there probably.
I taped those up great today, by the way. This one on the left side was coming down. I had to put some
Gorilla Tape on it.
Serious elbow grease into that. Jake Smith, another three on the way. Light it up.
Oh, the defense was right in his face on that play, too.
5 trifectas for number 5 tonight. He also has 17 points.
There may be tacos and a side dish with this one.
Might get that RHS-inspired taco pie with it. 3 on
anymore.
Baseline Thatcher, no good. Devin the rebound. That's number 5 for Dev. Another one, Kyle for 3, no good. Chapman Tag the rebound. One minute left to play in the ball game. Nice move, Heinz, and he will bank it off glass and score it. That is his first field goal of the night. He has 5 points. Does Dan Heinz with his 5 rebounds.
I wasn't sure I was signaling that he had made it after it was kind of obvious.
Jacob Smith, another 3.
Boy.
That's 6. And he's the leading scorer on the court tonight.
He's taking the smithereens.
Cochran, 15-footer, no good. Dev the rebound. Rottweiler has 6 boards now. 35 seconds left. The shot clock about 10 seconds ahead of that. They're just going to hang on to it. Jacob Smith, 5 3-pointers in the second half. He has 20 points. He has the basketball. He'll penetrate. He'll be rejected. Refs swallow their whistle. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. 15 on the game clock.
He was trying to dish to Devin, I believe, on that play.
Lob inbounds to Devin, gloves it, banks it. Nice play.
I thought the throw was behind him, but he reached back, regathered, and put it in.
117 to 63, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Thatcher, that's going to count. That's the buzzer. And this ball game has come to a close. 117 to 66. And I will tell you here in just a minute, hopefully, if I can get some things figured out. 117-66, Central victorious. Tell you where the 117 stands on the CWC
modern record list.
Modern record list, yes. And we've got to clarify that on the modern day thing as well. Central wins by 51. It's 117 to 66. Your Buckle Up for Life Wyoming postgame show is coming up next here on Rustler TV, Rustler Radio, and your Rustler Athletic web stream. We'll talk with the coach and possibly a player as Central wins it going away 117 to 66. The two head coaches converge and talk at the half-court stripe. You've been watching, listening, and experiencing Rustler basketball from Rustler Media.
Seatbelts save lives, and Wind River people wear seatbelts more today than in the past.
Buckle, belt, click, and live.
Safety is only a click away.
Buckle up, Wind River.
Safe ride, sacred life. Buckle up.
Respect life, buckle up.
Choose life. Buckle up.
Buckle up, tough guy.
This Click It or Ticket message brought to you with Federal Highway Safety Funds. Buckle up, Wind River.
Rustler Athletics is supported by Bach Monument, applying a relentless passion for excellence to honor special people in special ways. Bach Monument, part of the Wyoming community since 1875 on West Main in Riverton, and online at bachmonument.com. Proud to support Rustler Sports on 88.1.
Sponsorship of Rustler Athletics is brought to you in part by the Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery. They're on Main Street in downtown Riverton. They have a full coffee bar menu including lattes, cappuccinos, espressos. They also feature New York bagels and open-faced bagel sandwiches. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery, 303 East Main in downtown Riverton. You can dine in, take out, or pick up. 857 856-1116. That's 856-1116. A proud Rustler booster sponsor, Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery.
Gales Carpet One Riverton is a proud supporter of our community and Rustler Radio. Your one store for a perfect floor. Offering waterproof flooring, whether it be carpet or luxury vinyl tile. Gales is a community-oriented business dedicated to improving Fremont County. Located in downtown Riverton, on Facebook or at galescarpetoneRiverton.com.
News is sponsored on 88.1 by Riverton RV. The colder weather is on the way, and it's time to winterize your RV or camper. The service department offers risk-free winterization for the cold months ahead. You can make an appointment to have them fix all the little things you might have been a little rough on while camping this summer, or even a big job like a roof replacement or adding special features. Riverton RV, where service is the key. 1420 South Federal Boulevard, Riverton.
117-66, Central victorious tonight. Most points in a win for a Central team was the second season for Curtis Conde when Central played Nebraska Tech, if you remember that. Nebraska Tech women suited up their manager literally prior to their women's game. They scored 125 in that contest. They scored 121 back in against Treasure Valley, as a matter of fact, back in Jamie Stevens' second year.
Jamie, I know well, the teams have pretty much all been offensive oriented, really, through our coaches.
125 against that Nebraska Tech school. Let's see, 110 they scored against the Great Falls JV. 114 they gave up. Well, they scored 119 against a Utah All-Star team. So pretty much kind of par for the course, I guess, to play a club team exhibition style and score 117 points tonight for Central. Are you okay?
Oh, just bedazzled by that look.
Okay. Let's take a look at some final scoring stats in this win.
You know, what's odd, though, as you pointed that out, is it's not that much of an oddity. We've had that many high-scoring games is what's somewhat interesting.
Yeah, 117 is a lot, but it's still not the most. 125 would be the most that a Central team has scored. Looking at leading scorer tonight, Jacob Smith, as he comes on with 6 3-pointers tonight. Jacob with 20 points, 19 apiece for Brady Fullerton and James Woods. Brady hit 4 threes. James Woods hit 1 because that was too far out for him. He was all over the paint tonight, was the 6'2 Woods, as he scored close to the basket.
Had a couple of back-to-back steals and layups at one point.
Everybody that played scored tonight. Devin Rottweiler, 14 points, 6 rebounds. Marko Pavlovic, 6 points, 3 rebounds. Taylor Tidsup, his first game tonight as a Rustler, 6 points, 10 boards. Kyle De Oliveira scored 4 points in the ball game. Gerardo Briscoe, 8 points, 10 rebounds tonight. Darius Gwynn had 6. Connor Nelson had 7. David Simmental had 8 in the ball game. Central with 12 3-pointers in the contest here tonight. Central, though, 13 of 14 from the free throw line. Very good numbers from the stripe tonight.
Another number that jumps out is Tidsump's 10 rebounds in limited time.
Right.
Quite a strong number.
Central, by the way, did not shoot a free throw in the second half. I don't know if I've seen that. No free throws. They were 13 of 14 in the first half.
Look back in the archives. I'm sure it's happened before.
I'm sure it's got to be in there somewhere, but that's just kind of an odd stat to see. Rexburg United, led by Jake Cochran, best player on their side of the floor by far, as Jake scores 18 points tonight. 3 of 5 from the free throw line. He had 14 points, though, in the first half. Only scores 4 in the second half. Gardner Richmond had 12. 10 points for Trey Thatcher. 8 for Tyler Shippen. 5 for Desmond Miles and Dan Heitz. 3 points for Chapman Tagg and Zach Polson. 2 points for McKay Shippen. Central out-rebounding Rexburg United tonight, 48-21 in this ball game. Rexburg United also with 24 turnovers to 16 turnovers by Central in the ballgame. CWC held a 52-35 lead at half. They outscored Rexburg United 65-31 in the second half as they go 117. That is their season high of points this basketball season, 3 games into it, as they will take on Snow College Saturday afternoon.
Not sure if we got into the Shippen category. Did I mention that Olivia Shippen's dad was a track and field athlete, actually, at Ritz, and a decathlon athlete at that.
And I believe her sister is a cheerleader at Brigham Young University. We will take a short break. We'll come back with the coach in this ball game as Coach Brad Schmidt will join us after his team victorious tonight, 117-66 over Rexburg Central. Their first W on the season, the first for the first head-year head coach Brad Schmidt as well. We will take a break. We'll come back with the coach. This is your Buckle Up for Life Wyoming postgame show on 88.1.
It's been said when you're driving your pickup truck in Wyoming, you feel like the quarterback leading your football team on a winning drive. I'm Craig Bull, coach of the Wyoming Cowboys. Every pickup driver holds the key to road trip success, a fastened seatbelt. Pickup trucks are twice as likely to roll over than cars in fatal crashes. Taking the time to buckle up every trip is the single most effective thing you can do to protect yourself in a crash. Buckle up in your pickup, every trip, every time, and go Pokes. This message is from the Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition.
Are you interested in a new way to possibly reduce your drinking while winning prizes? Eastern Shoshone Recovery and Washington State University may be able to help. They want to learn if rewarding recovery helps people stop drinking. You may be a good fit for the study if you are a Native American adult and live on the Wind River Reservation and surrounding communities. You'll be eligible for prizes and gift cards for your participation in this alcohol research study. For more information, please call Eastern Shoshone Recovery and Honor Project staff Sharon Wagon or Priscilla McLeod at 307-349-6359 or 307-335-3257. You can visit them at their new location, number 7 Shipton Lane in Fort Washakie. That is their new location, number 7 Shipton Lane, Fort Washakie. This project has been approved by the Eastern Shoshone and Northern Arapaho Business Councils.
This is your Buckle Up for Life Wyoming postgame show as we talk with the head coach, Brad Schmidt. First off, Coach, first W as a head coach. Congratulations. Oh, let me turn your microphone on. That helps me when I do that for you. So.
Thank you, John. It feels good. I wish it would have occurred last weekend with the two powerhouses in town.
I concur with that.
I'll take it.
You know, when this game first started, I don't know if it was shell shock, if they surprised you. I mean, if it was maybe looking past because of stuff I've said, perhaps. But they came out and got after you guys.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's just – these games are scary, you know, because you guys can get complacent and, you know, they understand that they're better than man-to-man and we have more depth and all that. And, you know, I had to call an early timeout. I think we were down 11-3 and light them up a little bit, and then we started playing better. I think we went on a 22-4 run or something crazy like that after that happened.
And you had mentioned in the pregame show that, like, you thought I was mad last week. If we don't play hard here, you're going to tear into them a little bit. So, and I think as the game got on, and we said that, you know, this score, you know, looks good for Rexburg now, but the depth factor, the fatigue factor, I mean, that took over. I thought there was, at points, your team really stepped it up and played more CWC basketball there to get back in and get the lead back.
Yeah, after that first 8 to 10 minutes of the first half when, you know, I was on them and we were kind of figuring out rotations with, you know, our new point guard situation, they kind of settled into the game. And, you know, we were just, you know, when you play teams similar to Rexburg and you know that you're going to win by a large margin, you can get into some bad habits. And, you know, that's what we were trying to combat, but it showed at different times.
Well, you get to play a lot of different people tonight. Everybody that got on the floor scored. Jacob Smith, 5 3-pointers in the second half, 6 for the game, ends up with 20. Brady gets the start tonight, 19 for James Woods, 14 for Devin. Taylor gets in 6 points, 10 boards unofficially by my stats in the ball game. Good to go that far on the bench and get a lot of people some court time and let them see a game situation against somebody else besides their own team.
Oh, yeah. These guys have, you know, they've proven it in practice, but when nobody's in the gym and, you know, there's no fans and there's no refs and I'm not on them as far as, you know, being tight with everything, it's a lot different scenario.
Interesting, the 3 guards that you perhaps could have used to replace into your lineup all scored about 20 points in this contest, all 3 of them. Interesting about Smith was the 3s for him, but the 2s that Woods kept getting, you know, his points were almost all in the paint, which is unusual for a guard.
James has got a big body, and he can really get by guys. And, I mean, his floater game, you know, we always talk about it, and it's one of the best I've seen in a smaller guard. But he can get the ball on the deck, and he uses his frame well. So I think he can continue doing that. He just needed some confidence. You know, it's a lot of these young guys, their first college games. It's just different. You know, everybody's good, everybody's big, all that stuff.
And I'm sure it's probably important. You say this, you know, not the same as what you played last week, but you needed a win. I think that's something, even just despite playing well last week, you really needed a win, right?
Oh yeah. It helps build confidence, and we got a tough snow team on Saturday. That if we can get that W, I think we'll have a lot of momentum as we go to Scottsbluff next weekend.
Talk about that game. I know they didn't post any box scores, just basically final scores. I'm not sure if that's a covert deal or what you know about this team as they come in to take you on Saturday. You'll get to see them tomorrow, obviously, so you get to see them firsthand. But
yeah, I don't think tomorrow's going to be a fair impression of what they're about.
True
but,
that.
I've watched their Western Wyoming game, and I've started in on their Northwest game from last week, and they beat both of those teams. They got 4 returners that all average double figures. They got a freshman big that looks really solid, and it's going to be a test. I mean, because they go 7 or 8 deep. They're organized. They run good stuff. They're going to have us scouted. So we're going to have our hands full Saturday afternoon.
All right, need a full gym here at 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Been another great crowd here tonight on a Thursday night.
The support's been amazing. I mean, I told the guys that at halftime. I said, how can you guys go out and perform like this when you have all these people that have come out and support you? And, that's where I was disappointed, too, is, these fans have been showing up, and, we haven't even played great. And I'm telling these guys, if we can really get this thing rolling as January and February roll around with these Region 9 games that really matter, this thing's going to be rocking. So hopefully the fans keep coming out and we keep putting a good product on the floor.
How did you feel about that flagrant foul non-call? I'm just curious.
We're not answering that. We're moving on. We're protecting the coach. 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon, Snow College right here. Pregame at 2:40. Coach, congratulations on win number 1, and here's to many more, and we'll talk to you on Saturday.
Thank you guys for your time.
You bet. Brad Schmidt, the head coach of Central Wyoming College, 1-2 on the season as they take apart Rexburg United tonight. 117-66, your final score. We'll take a look ahead. We'll take one last final timeout on your Buckle Up for Life Wyoming postgame show. One final timeout, and the postgame show concludes right after this.
Sponsorship of student radio at CWC comes in part from Taco John's in Riverton. Olay the day, every day, with a meat and potato burrito, potato olays, and any one of 9 different combo meals. Open 7 days a week at 623 Main Street in Riverton. Taco John's.
College is hard enough without trying to figure out how to get there. WRTA Bus Lines has partnered with CWC to get you to and from class on time and for free. Simply show your CWC ID and get on or off the bus at the college. And now they have arranged for pickup from the CWC Lander Center at 6:50 or 9:50 a.m. Monday through Friday. They'll also drop off at the Lander Center in the afternoon and evening from Riverton. Check out the bus schedule at WRTABuslines.com.
Buckle Up for Life Wyoming postgame show as we get ready to send you off into the night. Again, remind you that the Snow College Badgers will take on Rexburg United in this gym 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Then on Saturday, it is the Rustler men taking on the Snow College Badgers. Saturday at 3 o'clock. Our pregame is at 2:40. You can listen to it live here on 88.1, also on our RustlerAthletics.com page and Charter Cable Channel 189. CWC women playing tomorrow at 5:30 against Eastern Utah. They'll play Saturday at noon against Snow College. You can find links to watch both of those games on our Rustler Radio Facebook page. And best of luck to Al Lara and our cross-country team as their 5 athletes will run at the Nationals in Garden City, Kansas. Final thoughts as we say goodnight here, Mr. Kindle.
Yeah, I think it's a good game that we don't have to pick a player of the game, I think is what it was, because it was a team effort. Players that did not necessarily see a lot of action. Some seeing their first action, they all produced. And, we, despite the fact that this is a better team than we saw last year from Rexburg, we probably could have beat them worse had we wanted to.
New career highs for Brady Fullerton, Jacob Smith, James Woods, Devin Rottweiler, Taylor Tidshump. Just a lot of big names and numbers tonight for Central Wyoming College. Thanks to Amanda Nikoloff and the new media class for providing us the crew tonight for our video broadcast. For Joel Kindle, I'm John Gabrielson. Back to KCWC FM Riverton in just a moment. Once again, the final 117-66, your final tonight here from Rustler Gym. With that, we'll send you back. We'll get back to music here in just a moment on Rustler Radio.
Football.